And like play, like joke, they say, okay, they carry him and put inside water, tie a milestone. They explore all their military intelligence to kill people, and they could not succeed. Why? Because somebody believed in immortality in life. He was in eternal Zoe, but he believed that immortality can be achieved in time. Everybody will live by his faith. The Bible says the just shall live by his faith, because everything you believe is what you will live by. John chose to believe otherwise, and immediately in the midst of that, they carried him, tied his hand, banished him to the island of Patmos. Go and die of no food, no water. And just when he was about to die, you see, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. Now there is another operation again. He now realized that there is another part of the economy of the Zoe referred to as the spirit. That others may live according to what they know, others live by the supply of the spirit. That in the realm of the spirit, no matter how it is, there are those that live as gods. And at that very moment, the people cannot even understand him again. And then he began to write letters, and he was sending it to the churches. A man they thought was dead, now his letters are coming through the agency of the angels. It then means that it's possible for a man upon the face of the earth to live superior to anything men can think and imagine. When you begin to walk in this reality, is it your school that you'll be thinking that is a parameter to measure whether you succeed or whether you fail? Your certificate is weak, my friends. When God verdicts upon you, it doesn't matter how long the school say. At the tail end, after 5 years, we are going to know. Because God does not need 10 years to do with you what he wants to do in 1 year. God can finish everything he wants to do with you today. He can do it. And so another one can labor for 10 years. Another one, God can instantaneously bring him and compress time. And everything others are achieving the next 15 years, the person achieve it in 2 years. When God chooses to give speed to a man, yet again you are disadvantaged. Things begin to work on their own accord. And in time come, even your own parents begin to bow. Joseph was cast away, but suddenly it was not long enough. He came to a point where the entire family, including his father, begin to bow. The ordination of God is upon you, but it can never find expression if all what you believe about your life is that you are a being laden with all kinds of infirmity, and you live upon the face of the earth looking for how to happen on the earth. No. I find a launching point and I end. The men that live by Zoe are concentrated men. Suture is the life of carnality. Bios is the life of the natural life. Anything refers to as the natural life is a threat to a believer. Suture is a threat. Why? Because it's part of the carnal life. Bios is a threat. Why? Because it's part of the natural life. But anyone that liveth by Zoe actually are consecrated men, because their goal is everlasting life. Life in everlasting, not even life in immortality. Because at the tail end, it's not only immortality you want to live everlasting. And that is why the Bible speaks and says, for God so loved the world in John 3:16 that he gave only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Because at the tail end, everybody wants to live forever. But until you remain as consecrated men, it's not possible at all. Lastly, your team. Joel 2:28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see vision. And also upon the servant and upon the handmaidens in those days I will pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in heaven and on earth, blood, fires, and pillars of smoke. It was the promise that God gave, that is going to pour out the spirit upon all flesh, and sons and daughters shall prophesy. That means God knows that we are disadvantaged, and he knew the only way to help us is to pour himself upon us. You say, out of my spirit I will pour, so that you can live as me on the earth. The goal of God is to make us become like gods. Anybody making you feel like you are nothing is the person is a wicked person. There are no supermen in this kingdom. There are only men that know their identity in God. And the day you know your identity in God, you will realize that you have been lied to for so long. There are no special men. Everybody that is special is also a mortal man, laden with infirmity, but he has learned how to partake of the Spirit of God and is being strengthened. Because we are the only one that sees strength in weakness. And in all our disadvantage, we look upon the earth and we say the earth lie, because we knew that we are coming from another advantage. And this thing may look like a disadvantage for the next 5 years, and the 60th year of your life God begin to restore you. Then when the Lord return again the captivity like in Zion, it will look as though you dream. And you that they cast you away from your family, say, go and die. And suddenly you are the one that your father will call. He say, how can you be of help to this family? But there was a time they look upon you, they cast you away. They say you are the black sheep of the family. Every black sheep actually end up becoming the only sheep of the family, because every other sheep run away. There's a reason why you are the one most persecuted, most cast away, most trouble. In fact, there's a reason why you are the only one the devil is fighting again and again. Devil don't fight nothing. In the day the devil see a light, he know that I may not understand what this light is, so he will fight to resist it. And when you stand your ground, it will shock and surprise you what it will become of you, because the burden of a generation lies upon you. Let others go and succeed. You don't succeed according to the parameters of men. You succeed according to an ordination. There is a calling upon you that finds definition, and your success is dependent upon the expression of that ordination. And that is why you do everything, you fail. You try this one, you fail. Try this one, you fail. Try this one, you fail. And you wonder why God has placed an ordination upon you. It's because God knows that you are supposed to be the burden bearer of the entire ecosystem of the earth. Then there are every other person that is succeeding, they are doing this, but you are created to become like their head. So every captain of industry will come under you, not because of anything, but because God has ordained you above them. Because you have loved righteousness and hate wickedness, so God has ordained you with the oil of gladness above your fellow. Your fellow are doing well, but there is an ordination that places you above them, just so that you can be able to preoccupy and preserve them. Because there are people upon which their destiny is hinged upon others. They will succeed, but their survival is in how much more they remain connected to certain people. God must have apportioned you to become that only tree that can bear the branch that others can plunge in. But if you fail, you now realize that they will fail and you yourself, you will not exist again. You wonder why your life is hard. It was designed to be so, because that is how your pathway is, my friends. So we are going to soon begin to cry and call upon the Lord for that strength to survive the moment and the time coming. We are not ignorant of the calling upon us. They are supposed to suffer more. Why? Because God have chosen them. He said, I have called you. You have not called me, I have called you. There was nobody that met Jesus and said, I want to follow you. No, he was the one that looked upon them. He said, come and follow me. And they don't even know why they follow, but at the tail end he looked upon them. He said, won't you go? Where can we go? Now we are already initiated into this culture. And he looked upon them and said, if I have been rejected, if I have suffered, if I have gone through persecution, you will go through the same, but you will gain everything. And the dependence of Christianity was hinged upon the sacrifice of few people. They were not too many in their numbers. These few men were the only reason why Christianity has a voice. But they suffered the most. And every other one that want to follow, he told them, nobody that will leave father, mother, house that will not receive persecution. And he told them, he said, whosoever that want to come after me must first of all deny himself and take a cross. When you spoke about cross, everybody was afraid, because people are looking for shortcut. Shortcut does not exist. Those shortcuts are actually long cut. Follow the long cut, you won't see too many people there.